So I just listened to an episode on Renece. I hope I'm saying her name right. I believe it's Renece. And I think it's Renece, the artist. Okay. And she was talking about how damaging AI is. And I have to say that I agree with her. And she was also talking about how we need to pay attention to the push for us to use it. And she really honed in this episode about the damaging aspects and how when you use it, you're stealing from artists who actually create, specifically Black people, and even more specifically Black women. And I have talked about, and I've sprinkled, and after listening to her episode, which I'll link to in the description of this episode, it really had me thinking about the topic that I talk about, and I've sprinkled it in throughout my episodes about how your artistry, your creativity is very much tied into your spiritual technology. Why do I say that? Because when you are creating, you are tapping into layers within your soul, layers within your spirit, layers within your consciousness, layers within your lineage, layers within your DNA, layers within your blood, because that is how deep your creative power goes, specifically as a Black woman. Why? Yes, there are people who are melanin deficient. There are people who do not come from, or no, I'm not going to even say that, who are not the original woman. Their lineage, their blood may be tied to the original woman, but they are not. Who can create, who can draw, sing, write, paint, dance. However, there is a unique power that comes with creation when you are heavily melanated. And so I'll leave that part for another episode. But during this time, while AI is being heavily pushed, you have people convincing you, like Renece said in her episode, convincing you that it's going to make your life easier, or that's going to make your business easier, or that you're going to be more productive. She actually even makes a point in another video, still talking about AI, where she said, well, instead of being more productive, why don't you just sit the fuck down? Well, she doesn't say sit the fuck down. I am saying sit the fuck down. But basically she was saying, instead of being more productive, just rest. Just slow down. But this push for AI, making it the people that want to push it, making it seem like, oh, this AI is beneficial for you when it's really not. And I'm referencing her episode because I really feel in my being, that this is an open door. Well, the door has always been open for a Black woman. Okay. But this is really what's the word that I'm looking for? This is an avenue. That's not the word I'm looking for, but I'm going to say that. This is an avenue for the Black woman creative renaissance. Okay? We can say it that way. That's how I'm going to say it. It is the perfect timing for a renaissance for Black women to really reconnect with their creative power. If your art comes through cooking, if it comes through baking, if it comes through communication, because communication is also an art, all right? And communication involves a certain level of a seductive energy. And when I say that, I don't mean that in a sexual way necessarily, which I'll talk about in another video. But that takes an art. Okay? If your art is literally through illustration, through drawing, through painting, through dancing, working with herbs is an art. Working with plants is meticulous. It's an art because it's meticulous. That's how I view it. That's my perspective. What else? There's so many things. If you love to work with your hands, if you love to make jewelry, if you love to dress candles, that is an art. Why? Because you're reaching from your essence. You are using your energy. Of course, then there's writing. If you are a storyteller and your art comes through the way that you can put words together on a piece of paper, that is an art. And like I said, I feel it so heavy. It's almost it's a pulsating energy that I feel. I don't know how else to say that, but it's a pulsating energy that I feel, where now is the time. If there's anything that you have been desiring to touch again, for many of you, and I'm going to say this, especially for those of you that have left religion, and you're in this phase where you are reconnecting with yourself. You reconnecting with that creative part of you is going to be essential to your ultimate freedom. Is going to be essential to you unhooking your energy from religious indoctrination. Okay? And why do I say that? There's also another layer to it. I say that because the first thing I said at the top of this video, I said that creation, when you're creating your artistry, it allows you to go to the depths, layers of your soul, of your spirit that's new to you, that you've never reconnected with before, to produce something beautiful. Religion is not conducive to that, because why? It disconnects you from your body entirely. Because you cannot create in the freedom that you were born with from your mind only. It starts with your body first. So for those of you black women that are watching this, especially for you who have walked away from religion, getting back into your artistry is going to be so helpful to you. Because it was helpful to me, that's why I say that. It's very helpful to me. Reconnecting with my artistry, with my creative power. It also will help you, and this is for all of you. It's also going to, you reconnecting with your creative power is also going to help you reconnect with the power of your words. All right? You're going to be more intentional about what you say, because now your creativity is now your expression. It's not something that you do, it's something that you are. In the way that you put on makeup, the way that you wear your hair, the way that you dress, the way that you choose your colors, the way that you adorn yourself, the way that you fix your environment. It is an expression of your creativity. And it's going to come out in the way that you speak. So, I wanted to say that, and I'll leave that there for right now, but you are a part of this renaissance that is going to explode in the best possible way for Black women to reconnect with their creative genius, with their artistry, because we need it. Okay? We need it. And I'm going to be honest here. At the end of Alicia Renece's episode, it caused me to rethink about I'm working on my this wealth embodiment and identity book. Okay, I'd finished it, and now I finished it actually 2024, and I released it once and then pulled it because now I have more realizations. Okay, so I'm adding some things to it, and I'm going to re-release it. And by the way, I'm going to release it first to my Ascension membership, and also my Ascension membership members are getting that book complimentary. The book will still be available once I release it to the membership first, but if you're not a part of the membership, then you'll have to pay for it. But okay, just wanted to throw that out there. But the book is about reconnecting with your wealth identity in money. Yes, we know wealth means many things, but for this particular work, I'm focused specifically on money. And I talk about how religious indoctrination negatively affected your wealth identity and your wealth embodiment. Okay, so after finishing Alicia Renece's episode, I realized that the cover for the book, the new cover for the book, I used AI to generate that cover. And it's a beautiful cover. It's an absolutely beautiful cover. But after listening to her episode, I thought, in good faith, I can't use that cover. I can't use that cover. It does have an image of a Black woman, okay, AI generated, with a gold crown on her head, with dollars around her, piled in a mountain behind her. And then you can see off in the distance a church, and other images, but it's a beautiful image. But after listening to that episode, I can't use it. I won't use it. So I don't care. You might see my face on the cover of that book. Okay. You may get this, it probably will be the same effect, but with my face. Or me finding a graphic designer, a black graphic designer, and telling that designer what I want, making sure that that designer does not use AI, and release the book with a non AI generated cover. Thank you, Alicia Renece, for that. All right. So, again, let me know what your thoughts are about creativity and how you are reconnecting with yours and with your artistry, and how how your reconnection, how that has positively influenced your life, how it's positively influenced your identity and your expression, and how you view yourself. Okay? All right. Check out the membership as well later.